father.
Brian, and we go by the name UniversalMinds. Transition. Alright, so it's a story time. I'm gonna tell you about the time that I first got jumped. I mean, I didn't really get jumped, but basically, I was, hanging out at a party, wasn't drinking, drinking some water, some Coca-Cola, and I was chilling with all my friends, and then some guy came up, and I guess,
I wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't there, by the way. It's two separate stories. I had a problem with, I didn't have a problem with anybody. My friend had a problem with another guy that was there. So, they started fighting, whatever. They did their own thing, handled their business. Then, the party got ready, the cops came, we left. We ended up hanging out at like a local park, like a little park. And I'm gonna leave their names out of it because, but we ended up hanging out at a little park, and, everybody was doing their own thing. And then like 3 cars pulled up, and they were deep. They were like 15 people deep. And then, my bad, I got a message. Oh. And then, they started running up to us, and I had parked where the guys pulled up at, and I had nothing to worry about because I had nothing to do with it. But everybody started running, which I don't know why everybody ran. Like, bro, like, you start something, you gotta finish it. So they came up to us, everybody ran, except for me and like 4 other people, or 3 other people that had shot. It was me, 3 of my homeboys, and 1 of my homeboys' girls. And we're just chilling, and one of the guys like stole off on one of my homeboys, spurred him in the face. And it happened to be that one of my homeboys knew one of the guys that was coming there to start problems or whatever, They were just all mad. They're like, oh, you jumped my cousin at the party. You jumped my cousin. And I was like, what? Like, I didn't do anything. I was chilling, I didn't say that, but, I was just chilling, because I really didn't do anything. And then they ended up, like, stealing off one of my homeboys and sprayed him in the face. So they started fighting, they caught a fair one-on-one. And all of a sudden, like, all 10 of them, 15 of them, whatever, they just started, like, going in on my friend, just started, like, pounding on him, punching him in the face. So, me, I don't care who it is, if you're my homeboy, I'm gonna have your back regardless. So I jump in, my main priority was to pull my friend out and cover him. But as soon as I went in, they started just spurring off and punching me in the face. So of course, my reaction, I just started swinging like crazy, trying to get in there. And then thankfully I knew one of the girls that was there. And she ended up having my back, like, get off of him, leave him alone. And my homeboy ended up being on the ground because, like I said, he got the worst end of the stick because he was the one that got stole off on him first. And after we were fighting and all that, the girl had apologized to me. She's like, so like I said, I was already mad enough, so I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to her, so I was just like, get out of here, whatever. And, basically that's what happened. I didn't have anything to do with it, it wasn't my fight, but obviously I'm gonna jump in just as I would hope my other homeboy would jump in if I was getting jumped or whatever. And he didn't even have anything to do with it. He wasn't even at the party. He didn't even know what was going on. But, he took one for the team, I took one for the team, yada, yada, yada. And that was basically the first time I ever got jumped. Your turn, bro.
Alright, so this is a story about how I got a gun pulled on me, and it's definitely not, that wasn't the first time, but this is the most recent time. A while back, okay. So anyways, I was gonna go back into like depths the first time when I got pulled on me, but I don't even think I remember that one. I was a kid and shit, some motherfucker pulled out a gun. But, anyways, the most recent time I got a gun pulled on me, I was actually with one of my friends and shit. And I think I got a phone call. It was about, cause see my car is not under my name, so I had to go pick up a ticket. It was a red light ticket that I received in the mail, and I kept throwing it off and stuff. Like, oh, it's no big deal, it's no big deal. And then finally, like, they issued a warrant for my arrest, but it wasn't for me. Obviously, it was for my dad because it was under his name. So I had to go to Southside to go pick it up. I stayed in Northside, and I was heading out there, and there was this I think it was maybe like rush hour. It's like a shitty. I was with my friend also, like, he was in the passenger seat, and there's this shitty ass road going up there. I was like not too far away from like the house already, and there's this crappy ass road that like has like all these dips and stuff. They're like working on it. It's being like paved and all this stuff, and there's all these bumps and whatnot, and this guy's like clearly driving, I assume under the influence and stuff. I'm not no snitch though, but he was driving really recklessly, and I try to pass him up because at the same time he's also like slowing down, he's like braking a lot, he's also speeding up. I'm not trying to be like, get hit and shit. So I jump to the right lane, which is, that's the last lane. There's a curve, the curve is right next to me, and the lane that he's in is to my left. And I start trying to speed up a little bit so I can cross, cut him off and go, and just go up, because I was actually gonna go up to the house, and the house was literally just like one road up. So as I'm making my way doing that, he starts like merging into my lane without putting a signal light or anything, no warning or anything. And he starts putting on a signal light. I mean, I'm sorry, he doesn't put a signal light, and he starts like merging into me. So I start honking at him and shit, so you can kind of get, wake up, or I don't know what the hell was going on with this guy's head. But he's still merging into me. So then I kind of start like turning a little bit like right, trying to avoid the impact and stuff. At the same time, it didn't occur to me to slap on my brakes. So, I mean, I don't know. Finally, like, I guess there was a dip. See, at the time, I thought I was already hit. There's a dip and stuff into the ground. And it turned out that's really all it really was. I felt my car jerk up and stuff like that, and I kind of ended up scraping my tires on the curve. And at the time, during all this was happening, I had in mind that I've been hit. So there's I believe a 7-Eleven coming up and stuff, and I'm telling him, trying to get his attention. He moved up already in front of me, and he's driving, and I'm honking at him, telling him like, hey, like, pull into the store coming up. And he starts slowing.
Oh yeah, I got a phone call. My bad, But anyways, you're talking about when you hit the dip and you thought you got hit at the time.
Right. And I'm telling him to move and go to 7-Eleven that's coming up.
I got another phone call. But yeah,
he's a busy man.
Money moves.
So there's a 7-Eleven coming up, and I'm telling him, I'm honking at him and stuff, telling him like go into the 7-Eleven. And he starts slowing down, and I'm over here thinking like, oh shit, okay, he's gonna go into the 7-Eleven. Well, no, he was really that was a corner store. He just hits that corner, turns around, and starts heading onto the freeway. And yeah, this became a high-speed chase. So the man did not pull. He didn't pull over, and I start chasing him. And I have my friend next to me. He's like, "What the fuck, is this guy really just about to run?" And I'm like, "I guess so. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, it looks like it." So I'm over here chasing after his ass and stuff. And what happened? Right. So I'm over here in Southside. I came over here to pick up a ticket. Yeah. Well, I'm in the North Side area, heading to Southside to go pick up a ticket. From Southside, I end up finding myself on I-35, and I'm heading all the way down to Haltom. This man just starts. Yeah, this was I don't know, some crazy shit. So also in the meanwhile, when I'm on the road chasing after him and shit, I'm cutting through traffic. There's a shit ton of traffic, and I don't even know how the fuck we were doing it, but like we were just cutting through like nothing and stuff. We start going onto like the emergency lanes and stuff where people pull over and shit on, and yeah, we were literally just like, I was just on his ass the whole entire time. Meanwhile, I'm over here telling my friend like, you know what, hey man, snap a photo. I didn't want to pull that that bitch card and stuff, but I was like, man, nah, fuck that. I'm over here thinking that I was hit, and this guy doesn't want to like, we can settle a deal, like do something, but like, he's
$20 and I want to tell or something.
Yeah, he's trying to run away from me. So I'm like, I'm over here thinking to myself like, okay, well, fuck, I'm not gonna let that slide. If he does get away from me, because there's a shit ton of traffic, I don't know how it's gonna go down. So I'm like, tell my friend, snap some photos of his shit, And this man is horrible. Person to ask to take pictures. It wasn't Nick, because Nick would be, with his picture game. This guy was horrible, man. I'm not even kidding. I don't know. I don't think he knows how to work a phone, but he sucked. And I'm glad I didn't go by off of his, his word and shit. Like, I mean, he was like, yeah, I got pictures. But I didn't believe that one bit. So like, I'm still chasing after this guy and shit. And then finally, I get caught up in traffic. He manages to cut through. The car was like merging into the lane. He managed to like cut him through, and I get stuck. I get fucked in the end. And I get caught in traffic. So then I don't know, like something out of the Bible, man. I'm not big on that, but like something out of the Bible, like Moses dividing the water. I don't know what the fuck happened or what, but like the cars literally just separated. They opened up a way, and I see this guy taking the exit, going into Haltom. He's exiting off of Beach Street, if I remember correctly. And well, that guy looked like he was like driving slow now, because I guess he thought he left me in the dust. And so I just cut in too, start going off. I exit off with him. He's still a pretty good, I don't know, mile and a half away from me, but I still see him. I never lost sight. And he turns into like neighborhoods and shit and starts trying to cut away. And I'm also there, right where he's going. Finally, like I see him as I'm cutting. I'm making like a left. I make a right, a left, and then another right. I swear that's like in a song, I think like a Kendrick song. But anyways, there's a fucking stop sign, and there's two cars right in front of him, and there's another corner store. And he starts like cutting in, because obviously, he has to wait for these guys to fucking hit that stop sign so he can go. And he starts cutting into the store, and I was thinking like, okay, well, he's gonna cut through the store and cut that corner and go around. Nah, he literally just stopped right there. And I tell my friend, I'm putting this bitch in park. I pull him right in front of him. And like, so that he doesn't, I mean, he can try and, get away. He's gonna hit the shit out of my car. So as I'm putting this bitch in park, I tell my friend, I was like, hey man, go rip that nigga out the seats. And I didn't know he had my goddamn my switchblade on him. And he had a switchblade, and he literally comes out. I think he had a, alright.
Phone ran out of space.
Yeah, his phone ran out of space. Now it's on my phone. I only have 4%. It's here.
But he was saying his homeboy had a white beater shirt on, the muscle shirts, the tank tops.
Right.
And he had a switchblade.
If I remember correctly, or it may have been just a white t-shirt with sleeves cut. I don't remember what the fuck. I know it was something like that. And he literally walks out there with my switchblade, and I didn't know it was in his hand. And but I mean, our intentions were to beat that guy's ass. That's for sure. Like there's no denying that. The guy.
We don't condone violence. I just want to,
We don't condone.
Watching, we don't want to give you a bad image of us. Things happen. We're not perfect.
Yeah. No to violence. But just know, my niggas move in silence. And so the guy didn't want to. He was coming out of his truck and stuff. And Damien's over there like, I just threw my homeboy at the bus. Just bleep that or something. Or I don't know. Fuck it. Anyways, he's I don't know, he pulls up to that guy's truck and stuff. I'm barely getting out of my car and stuff. I slam the door and shit. And I'm going around and I'm all telling the guy like, hey man, come out. And then I see Damien, like he's literally like, he's practically inside the guy's truck before the guy could even get out of his car and shit. And then I see Damien do like he does a 180 and he just starts coming back. He's like, hey, watch out. He has, damn boy. And then I don't know, he was just telling me like, hey, watch out. And then I hear like the gun, I hear the click clack and shit. And then the guy comes out, and I see he has a gun obviously, and that's what Damien was warning me about. And so then I tell him, I was like, I don't know. Once I saw that, I mean, my intentions were to beat his ass, man. I'm not kidding. He made me waste like, he better throw some goddamn ends on the goddamn gas, Like I went all across town just for his ass and shit. So something had to be done, that was my intentions, to beat his ass. So then I'm all way like being a hothead and stuff because I have anger problems, and I see him withdraw that, I see him pull that gun out, and so like that pisses me off. And then my homeboy Damien, he just like backed up a little bit and he turned back around and he was like, he's like, hey, put that gun away, and he was telling us to put that knife away. And then I'm over here telling he was scared shitless. He looked scared to begin with before he had the gun, and then even with the gun he looked like he was scared. I don't know what was going on in my head, but that made him like an easy target. He was obviously a coward and stuff, and I was telling him like, hey, pull it. Like I was telling him to pop that shit. I don't know, I wasn't really thinking yet. And Damien was over there telling him like, nah, hey, put that gun away and stuff. And he's telling us to put that knife away. And after like maybe a couple seconds of like arguing, maybe it was escalating, to like a minute or so. Like I was telling, I told Damien, I was like, what? I started getting like calming down a little bit because this shit wasn't going nowhere. We were having like a little Mexican standoff. I grabbed the knife and I just throw that shit away. I'm like, alright bro, put your fucking gun away. And he puts it in the truck. And I don't know, man, my intentions right then too were there. Like, alright, now the gun's away. I was thinking in my head like, hey, let's beat his ass. But I looked at my homeboy and I saw that he wasn't in no mood to like, do no crazy shit like that. Cause I'm pretty sure he was a little shooken up. So I was like, alright, we started being kind of reasonable. We started talking out. I do 360 around my car. And there was no fucking damage on my car. That was the shitty ass road once again that like, had me thinking that I was hit. But I mean, I smelled the burnt rubber and everything from like my tires burning up on the damn curb. So yeah, and that's the time I got most recent time I had a gun pulled on. Like I said, the first time I got a gun pulled on me, I was like a child. I don't remember. I was like maybe at least like 5 fucking rounds, and some guy came off and pulled out a gun.
And that reminds me of another story, but say that for another time. But yeah, I mean, we don't condone violence, we're not saying, anytime there's altercation, go out there and handle it. There's a lot of positive ways you can handle it, but just sometimes things happen too fast and you gotta take actions, in whatever way you can, really. I mean, but if you have a chance, maybe think smarter. And yeah, we don't condone violence, like I said, and